ERB trashes complaint versus Albi transfer. Albi tells City, Bacolod, here I come. Capital Disaster Resort tests COVID positive. Province only 14.2% to vax target. Lawyer Rob Mandalagan 3 versus Albi won't comment yet on ERB decision. Vaccine rollout in Sugarlandia continues. Walk-in vaccinations in Bacolod still on. The headlines are brought to you by NIR Gun Club, Kitty's World Montessori School, and Sam Slim Gym.
From the Broadcast Center of Digital News Exchange in Bacolod City, this is Studio A Reports.
This is the evening wrap of July 28, 2021. I am Nikki Magbanwa. First, the weather brought to you by To Go. Weathercast reports mostly cloudy skies tonight with temperature of 30 degrees Celsius and 11% chance of rain. Tomorrow, expect partly cloudy skies and thunderstorm with temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and 40% chance of rain. And now for the news brought to you by Falcor Marketing Corporation, Dobinsons, Chong Tapsilogan and Sizzlers, and Bread Bite. The Election Registration Board has denied the opposition filed by 3 Mandalagan residents, Hector Yula, Teodoro Abaw, and John Abaw, against the transfer of residency of former Negros Occidental 3rd District Representative Alfredo Abelardo Albi Benitez in a decision recently released by the board early this morning. The complaint was filed on July 13 before the Election Registration Board of the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC. The ERB held a hearing from July 19 to 23 for the filed opposition. Meanwhile, the former 3rd District Solon, Albi Benitez, said he is now a registered voter of the city. Quote, Bacolod, here I come, unquote. Benitez also thanked and said he respects the decision of the ERB. Last July 19, Benitez announced his plan to run as the mayor or for Bacolod City in the coming 2022 polls. The report was brought to you by Beer Taxi. And now for more news brought to you by Ernie's Fruit Stand and Bacolod Hand Gunner. In other news, Capital Disaster Czar Zephyr Caelian said he was tested positive for COVID. Caelian was swabbed last Monday together with his family after he experienced symptoms of the virus. His family were all tested and negative. Caelian added that this was his second time to be tested positive for the said virus. Caelian is currently in the isolation facility at Mambucal Resort in Murcia Town. He also said their office was closed for the meantime for disinfection.
Medyo nakahaklo ko bisang daw bala siya may dalan bala samtang nagalakad ko so pagbatchat ko muna.
In other developments, Provincial Administrator Attorney Refrando Diaz said the province has vaccinated 200,000 Negrenses as of the 1.4 million target vaccinees of the province. Diaz also said that there was a huge demand for Johnson & Johnson vaccine, with around 2,464 vials of the said vaccine delivered to different local government units of the province for a faster rollout of vaccine.
Iti aton kinahanglan gid nga target is about 1.4 million, no? So ari pa lang ta sa mga 200,000 siguro, no, with Pfizer finishing and then Johnson & Johnson. Amo ning Johnson & Johnson nga kinahanglan ta matapos kay 70,000 di siya ka doses mo. So fully vaccinated na ang pag-consider sa ila once makuha nilang isa ka jab. So ini magpa-improve gini sa aton nga statistics.
Meanwhile, Attorney Marcus Aurelian Vaflor, lawyer of the 3 oppositors against Benitez's transfer of residency, has yet to give his comment on the recent resolution released by the ERB. Vaflor said they have not even received the official copy of the ERB's decision. Early this morning, the opposition filed by Hector Yula, Teodoro Abaw, and John Abaw was denied, and Benitez's application of transfer was approved by the COMELEC. In other news, The Victorious Milling Company is nearing to a 100% fully vaccinated community. VMC has started their COVID-19 vaccination program for their employees, service providers, family and household members at the mill site. VMC expects to also vaccinate the third-party contractors by this week. In other news, walk-in vaccines are still allowed in Bacolod City except for vaccination centers in SM City, Bacolod, Ayala Malls Capital Central, and Robinson's Place, Bacolod. City Administrator M. Ang, Emergency Operations Center Executive Director, and COVID-19 Vaccination Council Coordinator earlier announced that they will no longer accept walk-in vaccines in 3 malls starting July 27 for crowd control. Ang advised the residents to go to barangay vaccination centers to avail free COVID-19 vaccines. For more news and updates, log on to www.dnx.news. And that was for our evening wrap. This is Nikki Magbanwa.
From the Broadcast Center of Digital News Exchange in Bacolod City, this is Studio A Reports.